Hey, so I saw this fucking X-Men movie on Friday. It sucks.
I've never felt power like this before.
These are just my thoughts on the movie. There might be some minor spoilers in here, so if you want to go into this thing knowing absolutely nothing to influence your opinion, you might want to click X right now. Like, just get the fuck out of here. The movie started off okay, but it got cheesy real fast. As soon as we get to that scene with Moira McTaggart in that fucking cave, I knew we were in for a movie full of conveniences. Happened to find this douchey cult as they're resurrecting Apocalypse, and then it just keeps plummeting. Want this movie to go somewhere? Well, too fucking bad. Because we're immediately going to watch Apocalypse hang out in Storm's apartment and walk around and learn English by touching a TV. And as I'm watching him walk around and talk about shit that no one cares about, I start to realize, as I'm zoning out, that I'm actually bored in a movie about X-Men. This is a movie about people that can shoot lasers out of their fucking eyes and move metal around in the air and blue people teleporting and shit, and it manages to bore you to death with these fucking Ivan Ooze walk and talks. There's pacing issues, it was cheesy as hell. The final action sequence felt like a high-budget Mortal Kombat Annihilation or something. My least favorite part in this movie, though, is when Stryker shows up to the school and he, like, kidnaps some mutants. Like, as soon as the helicopter started taking off with the kids, I was, like, feeling irritated. I was like, wait, what are we doing? Where are we going? No. This is not what the movie's about. Why are we doing this? Don't waste our time with something like this. Now, this is a big spoiler. This is the spoiler territory, so if you don't want to hear this, fucking red alert, get the fuck out of here, alright? So, you may or may not know, but Wolverine is in the movie for about 1 minute. Okay? It's like the most shameless pandering nonsense. When his sequence was over, he like ran off into the snow and they left this lingering awkward shot on the doorway. And I shit you not, me and my friend, we just busted out laughing because it was such a like awkward, like ADHD, just out of place moment for the film. Look, the only reason this scene is in the movie is to be like, remember guys, Wolverine 3. Wolverine 3 is coming out. Get hyped. It's gonna be rated R. There's gonna be claws going through people's heads and dicks and shit. Get fucking pumped. Wolverine, goddammit. Oh, and so they can put his claws in a trailer to sell tickets. That's another reason. I think he's the only original cast member from X1, 2, and 3 in it. But what really bothers me, the two main things that make me just feel jaded and fatigued by superhero movies are this. One is that there's just 8,000 characters competing for screen time, and the other two is that they're all just ads for future movies, and it's just so gross and annoying when they do shit like that. It just takes you out of the story. Can I say something else, though? Of course I can. This is my review. I hate how they're trying to, like, make Mystique the main character just because Jennifer Lawrence is their biggest star right now.
I'm not a hero.
No, you're just contractually obligated. I don't have anything against J-Law. It's just so transparent what they're doing there. It'd be funny if the girl that plays Jubilee like became the next Jennifer Lawrence, so then in the future movies they'd be like, Jubilee, the new leader of the X-Men. Isn't Jubilee cool now? Go, Jubilee, save the day.
Wow, I never had a star like this. Let's go kick some butt!
I don't know. That would be funny to me. By the way, that girl was fucking bad, dude. She never uses her powers once in the movie. Olivia Munn was bad too. Michael Fassbender was fucking sexy. Speaking of Olivia Munn, I know a lot of people wanted her to play Psylocke, and I know they wanted to please a lot of fans with getting the costume right, but honestly, it kind of felt like Apocalypse recruited her at Comic-Con. Like, it was so distracting. Not because she's attractive, but because every time she was on screen, all I could think of was cosplay in this, like, live action movie. I might get some shit for that, but I don't care. Not Age of Apocalypse, by the way. I don't know, for some reason I kind of thought it would be, especially at that part where they let all the nukes go into space. I thought he was gonna like have them all come down and like destroy modern society, and then like the rest of the film would be in like a post-apocalyptic setting. I don't know why I thought they were gonna go with that route, but that it's totally not that. If that's what you're expecting this movie to be, it's not like anything like that. I'm a really big fan of that storyline though, and it's an excuse to talk about something that I like. Age of Apocalypse was a really fun, big event that covered all the X titles in the comics from 95 to 96. Pretty much all of them. And basically what happened was Professor X's son goes back in time to assassinate Magneto to prevent him from becoming the mutant terrorist that we know him as. But he goes back to a time where Charles and Eric are still friends, so Professor X actually, he sacrifices his life for Magneto's, and this changes the timeline. Now, with Professor X dying this early, he never gets to form the X-Men, and without his achievements, Apocalypse stands unopposed and takes over the world. Then you get this post-apocalyptic setting where things are really different. A lot of good characters are bad. A lot of characters that you know as being bad are now good. Magneto is actually the leader of the X-Men, and he's like banging Rogue somehow or something. Take my hand. Trust me. I do. With all my heart, believe me, I do. Sabretooth is kind of a good guy. We're all doing what we can to fight back. Mystique is kind of good, and Beast is like this mad evil scientist, which is really fun. You know, Wolverine has some semblance of the relationship he wants with Jean. Blink is alive again. In the normal timeline, she's already dead by now, so this is kind of a cool way for them to bring her back, because at the end of the whole event, she manages to escape the Age of Apocalypse reality, and it's a way for them to bring her back as a regular character, which is cool because I like Blink. Cyclops and Havoc start off bad because they're raised by Mr. Sinister, and that makes sense. I feel like he would get to them if Professor X didn't. Cyclops is fucking metal, by the way. Look at this. But he turns good, and it's awesome, and he has a really good arc. Oh, like, their real father shows up, who X-Men fans know is from the Starjammers. It's, like, super tragic, because he's infected with the Brood in this timeline, and he changes into this, like, violent, nasty creature, and Cyclops has to optic blast his dad to death. Children, it's time for you to join your brood. I think that storyline really stuck with me from my younger years on a personal level, because I never met my father until I was 25. And I always wondered what it would be like, although thankfully when I did finally meet him, I didn't have to optic blast him to death, even though he's a Republican. By the way, how is Rob Liefeld getting so much work in the 90s when you can have art like this? New villains like Holocaust and Sugarman and their super gnarly 90s edgy gross characters.
It's all in the name of science, you understand? My only regret is you ever wouldn't like to give for my research. Your implicitly quick death goes justify all my hard work, though, Calvin. In the weeks since my return, I've had all the privacy I needed to experiment and genetically engineer a strain of the penitence plague, which can destroy all of humanity.
You get new heroes like X-Man. He's basically like a younger version of Cable from this timeline. You know, he's like made from the DNA of Cyclops and Jean, and he's like super fucking powerful. I'm a huge fan of the whole Summers Gray legacy. Like, I love those storylines and all about the bloodline and like Mr. Sinister scheming. You know, I fucking love that stuff. Scott is my favorite character. Like, he's just never been done justice in these movies, you know? It's something a lot of people have complained about for a while, and I think they were trying to make up for it in this one by having him blow up a tree. Honestly, anytime we were hanging out with him and young Jean and Nightcrawler and these other doofus kids, it just kind of felt like a YA movie. I just, you know, I don't know. They just didn't connect for me. I like that Angel was listening to Metallica, though. Why not? Even though he's supposed to be some clean-cut rich playboy, I don't even understand how he's in this movie when he's like the same age in X-Men 3, which takes place like how many decades later? I don't know. I don't think I even need to go into detail on how nobody's age adds up in any of these movies. Like, these characters, you know, the ones from First Class, they've gone through 3 decades now, and they're all the same age that they were in First Class. Like, I don't understand that. I don't get what's going on there. I mean, it seems to me like the people over at Fox don't give a fuck about continuity at all.
Hello, Logan. How is this possible?
I think a lot of people have brought up, and, you know, I can't just not address it as well, but you remember at the end of Days of Future Past, there was that little scene where they're like, oh no, Stryker has Wolverine now! But then it turned out to be Mystique, and in this movie, the real Stryker has Wolverine. So what was even the point of that stupid little fucking scene? I don't know. You know, nothing in this series of movies adds up. Even in the movies that I do like there, you know, there's some that I really like. I really liked X-Men 2, and I like Days of Future Past. But like even in that movie, there's just so many. I can probably name like 10 continuity errors, and I kind of don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. But you know, I think to really enjoy these things, you have to not think about stuff like that. But what can you expect? These are nerd movies. We like continuity. You know, we like we like things to be consistent. It's not that hard. You know. My final thoughts are congruent with everyone else's. Just give the rights back. Fox, please listen to us. Give the rights back to Marvel. Do the right thing like Sony did. I know you're making a shit ton of money, and nothing I'm saying will have any effect on this ever. But I mean, we can dream, right? I just want to see, like, you know, Scott and Jean done right. I want to see Wolverine showing up to that fucking airport scene in Civil War. Like, I mean, stuff like that would be so cool. That's what the people want. Do it. Do what the people want. You have the power. Just be a real fucking hero, alright? Damn it. So anyways, you know, thanks for listening to this. Sorry if it was jarring. It was my first time doing this. I don't really know what I'm doing with this or with the channel, but, you know, if you like this kind of stuff, maybe you'll see more of it. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. And give Fantastic Four back too, alright? We need those characters, and we need those classic villains, alright? Just, come on. You struck out 3 times with them. You don't get a 4th shot. Just because it's Fantastic Four doesn't mean you get a 4th shot, alright? You striked out.